Alrighty then.
Welcome to Outdoor Fun.
Alrighty then, here we are at the property. Got my new bug suit on. Mosquitoes aren't going to be bugging me anymore, and if they bug me, I can just put the hood right over here. Haha. I'm gonna head out with the chainsaw. I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna mill a log, but I'm gonna do it freestyle, and I'm gonna be using chalk line. So I've seen them do it, and it looks like a kind of a neat way of doing it. If you just have like a little log and you just want to kind of just do a rough split in the middle, make a couple of slabs. So I'm going to try that out. I've got my my other trail cam again. I'm going to set that up at the end of the trail, end of that secondary trail, and I'm going to check my other camera, and hopefully we captured something. I was talking to my son. There's been a bear in the area, so anyway, I've got my bear spray and my chainsaw, so hopefully won't have any trouble. But yeah, I'm gonna go out and see how it goes. So I just got to give chainsaw a quick sharpening. It's got enough gas and oil from last time. It's just gonna be just a quick little sharpening, nothing fancy. Just gonna use my quick sharpener. This thing works really well. So, you know, just a very clean, quick sharpening, just like that. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. All I do is just slowly just go around. I start with the two teeth that are in the same direction. That's kind of a tip. So if you're ever sharpening your chainsaw, start with that one. So there's on each chainsaw, there's blade, there's two teeth that are going in the same direction. Start with those. The other option is you can just mark one where you start. Some people do that. They'll like mark it with something. You could put a dab of paint. You could do whatever, and that is always your starting point. But I just start at the two spots and just go around. It doesn't have to be super sharp. This is just a quick sharp, just so I can get out there and see what's happening. Anyway, stay tuned, and we'll see what's out there. All right, I just spooked a partridge. I just heard it fall down to the ground and start to cluck a little bit. He's right in here somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it. Oh. Oh. Now there's a squirrel involved. I don't know if it got running when it hit the ground. Yeah. I was kind of hoping maybe I'd catch it flying. I think it hit the ground, clucked a little bit, and took off. Ah, that's too bad. Oh well. Nothing like a little walk in the woods. Get things going. All right. As we head into the trail. This is where I've spooked a partridge a couple times in here. So anyway, let's walk a little further up. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. I think I'll set up this secondary camera right here, pointing down towards my secondary trail. I think it'll be a good spot. Perfect. yeah, I'll check that next week. Anyway, I'm gonna go down the secondary trail till I get to the other camera, and I'm gonna check it. Hopefully we got something. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, we're coming up to where the other trail camera is. So hopefully I caught something this time. I mean, I know I got a picture of myself, but hopefully something was digging here. Interesting. All right, well, let's hook the tripod. There we go. All right, take a look. Last week I heard something over here. Anyway, nothing today. Oh, got a deer. Awesome, beautiful deer. All right. Well, I'm gonna take, I'll take the SD card back to the cottage, and I'll put a new SD card in, and then I'll set it again. I didn't go through all of it, but there's a bunch of pictures of the deer. Hopefully get a picture of that bear. That would be pretty cool. Grab my other camera here, or my other SD card. That's awesome. That's so cool. He was standing like right here. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, I'm gonna try cutting a slab off of that little pine. Normally what you would do in this situation is you would build yourself almost like a little sawhorse. So you take like a couple of pieces of wood that are maybe 3 feet long, pretty wide, you notch it in the middle, you put one on each end, and then you lay the log down on that. Then you do your chalk line, and then you cut and make your slab. In this case, this tree is actually fairly suspended. So, and it's a pretty small one. For my first try, I figure why not. I'm just gonna limit a little bit, and then I'm gonna run a chalk and then see what it's like. See if it's what I'm expecting. Anyway, we'll see. Man, it was actually loud. I don't normally put my ear things on, but that was loud. I think I broke them. Oh. Oh. Oops. I'll figure out how that works. But let's take a closer look. Actually, that's not too bad for the first time I've done that. Let me just give a little bit of a, since that's the first time I've done it. Doing the chalk line was actually pretty good. The blue, I could follow it really nice. Followed that line, the first, no problem. And then I just went a little bit deeper, but then I found if you kind of do this little motion where you kind of come up and then down, you start to dig in pretty good. It actually started to do really well. So let me show you what the board looks like. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, these they turned out really nice. Yeah, I mean, that's you know, you can see where a couple of spots where my chainsaw got a little bit loose there, but I mean, look at this board. Look how nice that is. That's actually a really nice board. Look at that. That's pretty darn good. So I could see doing this as the first cut. Hello, butterfly. Where are you? There you go. He just came to say hi. That's nice of him. I could see doing this for the first cut and then putting that on the chainsaw mill. And then afterwards using the table saw to square everything off. So, you know, we could be making some lumber. So, and that wasn't very long. If I could find a bunch of pine like this, I could easily make a bunch of boards. Anyway, I'm going to give this some more thought. I got to fix my helmet. I don't normally use those ear things, and I just pulled this. I just pulled that out of the socket. Not a big deal. Anyway, let me just get this thing turned around. Alrighty then. Man, that was so cool. I'm so excited. I love those boards. I love trying something that's new, and that was fun. So that's an added bonus. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I texted my son. He's going to check his trail camera. So hopefully he's got some good pictures, and if he does, maybe I'll get him to share them with me, because I'd like to show that as well. Anyway, I'll come back next week and check the trail cam, and I'll put in pictures that I captured on the camera. Anyway, see ya! Thanks for watching. See ya.